But, like, I don't understand, like, am I feminine or am I masculine?
Moose,
I'm masculine. I'm not asking, like, the statement. I'm I am
I
masculine. I'm just
understand it was a rhetorical question, Moose. You do not have to
I'm
dumb it
making it
down for
clear to the
me.
audience. I'm making it clear to the audience.
Bullshit.
Welcome, Mooshit, where we spout bullshit. My name is Moosh, and I'm joined by my dramatic daydreamers, Koob and Al. How you guys doing today?
I'm pretty upset because of Moose showing up 15 minutes late.
I showed up 15 minutes late. You guys sometimes show up hours late.
It's just not true, but okay.
We have never shown up hours late.
Oh, neither of you have ever shown up hours late. That's what you're saying right now.
I mean, I have just straight up no showed, I could admit that, but I've never said I will be there at this time and then just left you guys waiting in the Discord call for hours. I've never done that.
Why were you so late, Moose?
Because Sunday's never a good day to record for me, because my entire family is usually home on Sunday, which means I have to first find a place for me to record. And I also woke up at 5 so I can uh eat something before I fast. And so that disrupted my sleep schedule.
You want to talk about how you pulled that all nighter that day?
Oh, fuck Prime. Fuck Prime. I don't understand. I was supposed to stay up until at least 8 a.m. And so, in order to do that, I decided that at 2 or 3 a.m., I decided to drink a Prime energy drink that has 200 milligrams of caffeine because Jason and everyone was saying, "Oh, well, that's going to keep you up for a while, like a while." And so I did. And so then when I got home, and my show started at 5 a.m. I wanted to stay up to watch the entire show live. The show started at 5 a.m. I fell asleep during the first match. I couldn't get past the first match. I woke up and they were on the second match already. And so I'm like, fuck. Obviously this isn't working. I don't want to keep on missing stuff getting spoilers. So I just decided to turn it in, and I did get one of the best sleeps of my life. But still, Prime did shit for me.
Well, why couldn't you, instead of watching it live, just go to sleep and just watch it when you wake up? Like, what do you think you're gonna run into spoilers from the time that you wake up to the time you pull up the event?
It's not the
Bro,
same, man.
I did that. I just woke up and watched it. I already got a bunch of spoilers. So
What
yeah,
from where? How?
on YouTube and stuff. I get new YouTube notifications. It's like, "Oh, this happened. Is it crazy that this happened? Oh my god." And so
Hmm.
that's why I just like to watch it live so that shit doesn't happen to me.
I mean, Moose, you would have just had to like take like two energy drinks and not
I
prime
drink
energy.
one.
Like, who drinks prime energy drinks, bro? Like, just so many better options.
Well, Prime tasted good.
I know, but all of them taste good, really. Like any, like if you get
Really?
like a
I heard Red Bull
monster.
tastes like shit.
I mean, I don't really like Red Bull, but Red Bull like recently, just like if you get like an original Red Bull, you probably won't like it. But like all the new flavors that Red Bull does are actually pretty good. Like I'm talking about like a Monster, like all of those are pretty good. And the thing is, like, I've been in your situation, but for different reasons. I'll just drink like two C4s or like two Monsters or something, and then that just gets so bad to the point where like I'm either like hyper focused on just getting the essay done, or I have to like literally like physically stand up and start doing stuff to get like the excess energy out of my body so I could at least sit in front of a computer and start typing.
I looked up the caffeine amount that a one serving of Monster Energy has, and Monster's 86 milligrams, Red Bull's 111, but Prime literally has 200 milligrams of caffeine, which is the most out of all of these brands. So I'm surprised that it didn't. You fell asleep so fast because you would think if it's almost double of a Monster, you'll be chilling.
let's see, I finished drinking the Prime around when we were hanging out. And then I got home, and about like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes later, I just knocked out. Zero effect.
Yeah, that's weird.
Dude.
But it's fine because it just means I'm built different. Unlike you, Al, who gets bitched around by Chipotle employees.
Oh, oh my god. Okay. So when we were hanging out, we went to Chipotle, right? And so what happens when you usually go to Chipotle?
I
You go
can't
up to
believe
the
you guys
counter.
excluded me. Did you guys exclude me?
No,
Or was
you
this the
said that you
last
had
time?
family over.
Oh, that's fair. Oh, how was that night though? Before you continue with your story.
I had fun.
The guys had no fun. Me and Al had fun. Um, and
Oh, I mean, you know what the thing is that I've noticed, and this was like I've only gone with you guys once, obviously, but I don't imagine it was that different any other time, bro. You guys just go there, and you two at least will like kind of dance to the music, and I know you, Moose specifically, like you actually like enjoy just listening to the music and just being
we,
there.
I have stories for just enjoying the music. Um, yeah. Anyways,
And then Alex is kind of the same way when he gets drunk. He just can like kind of just vibe when he's there. But the other three just they just don't get drunk fast enough, so they're just chilling there the half the night. Like so if you're
yeah.
not drunk, obviously you're not gonna enjoy that environment, but like you just gotta get shit faced and then everything is fun.
No, yeah, we got there and literally they were like, "Can we go home?" Not even getting into the bar, they were asking to go home.
That's crazy.
No. And it's even crazier because they're the ones that asked to hang out. And everybody's different. So everybody has their own like limit on alcohol tolerance and everything. Mine's probably lower. But if you know your limit, why wouldn't you just prepare for that and drink more before? So
That's
you're
literally
actually
yeah,
having fun.
it's literally the whole point of like pre-gaming is like so Alex knows that if he takes two shots, he'll start feeling a little bit, but he won't start feeling it all the way. But if he takes like a third or fourth shot, then he's gonna be like chilling and he could probably ride that wave like throughout the whole night and then just be like getting like a mixed drink every like 45 minutes or an hour or something like that. And then that'll like just take him through the whole night pretty much. And then me, if I know I'm gonna go, I'd probably have like 4 or 5 shots before we even like before I even think about what I'm actually gonna drink.
Yeah, bro, at the Super Bowl party, you were drunk. And I don't know how much you had to drink that time, but that was like very drunk. I don't think I've seen you that drunk.
Oh yeah, no, I had like before you guys got there, I had probably the equivalent of like 4 shots, and I had three seltzers too. And then once the game actually started and we just had like the shit poured up in the cup, I probably poured myself like around like halfway in the cup of just straight vodka. So it was just not a good recipe for success, but it was fun. I enjoyed myself until the end, but we
Yeah.
don't have to talk about that. Now, tell me about your Chipotle story.
Well, Moose, do you want to talk about whatever story you just
No, no,
remembered?
no. That story is gonna come with my entire thesis that you are a curse. So that's gonna be a next week type of story. You can tell your
Oh
Chipotle
wait,
story
can
today.
we wait, are we talking about that next week? Can I just touch up on that and give like a little preview to the next like next week's episode? So
Yep.
Alex is 1,000,000% cursed, bro. I promise you. So like FanDuel will do this deposit match thing, right? So I got $100 one and I text Alex. I was like, Alex, we're locked in. So I told him to send me the $100. I literally take the $100, put it on the Celtics to win the championship, and then they'll immediately let you cash it out for the same amount. So cash that out, I withdraw it, and I send the money back to Alex. Now I have a $100 free bet, right? And then randomly, I get another one that says 50% deposit match, but the max bonus you could get is $500. So I was like, okay, now I just got to get Alex to send me $1,000. He does it. I
And I
deposit
did.
do the same thing. Do the same thing. Put it on the Celtics to win the championship. Uh, Cash it out. Withdraw. I couldn't send it back to him immediately because it was a larger amount. I sent it back to him later in the day, like 6 hours later, and I put the bet on Benedict Mathurin, who's a Pacers player, to score 20 points, right? So he averages like 14 points per game. But the thing is, that is in like 25 minutes per game. And now he is like officially the third star on his team because of the fact that they traded somebody away. And then also at the All-Star game, he won like the Rising Stars MVP. And then he also got into beef with this dude that was on the Pistons. And he was just like having a pretty decent weekend for himself. And then like the couple games before, he was doing all right. And then the last time they played the Pistons, he had like 37 points. So I was like, okay, he should be able to get 20 points, right? I was like, that seems reasonable. He did really good against them. He has beef with the guy on the Pistons, so he'll want to get it like another chance to like fuck him up. So the game starts, and the first quarter, like, or his first like stint in the game, he didn't really do much, but I was okay with it because he only took like one or two shots. He gets back in, bro. I shit you not. This game, he was driving to the basket and doing the most bullshit things I have ever seen, bro. He's like jumping up in the air, flailing his arms around, and just chucking the ball in the air. He finished the game like 5 for 16 or something, and he still had 17 or like 16 points. So if he had just taken two more normal layups or just played like a normal human being for like half the game, that bet would have hit. And since it was a $500 free bet, it would have won $1,150.
Oh my god.
But since Alex sent me the money, it was just cursed from the beginning. Like this guy just played with no brain.
Oh god.
It was so
Alex just
bad.
refuses to believe his curse,
I,
even though you
honestly, I'm
kept
not.
getting proof. If you keep getting proof,
Now he did admit it to me though,
Yeah,
when
when
I
he
told him afterwards.
when he told me that, I'm just like, I'm not surprised anymore. I almost knew that it wasn't gonna happen, and I wasn't really that worried because I knew it was sort of like I get the money back immediately. But I mean, at this point, uh, what can I do? There's nothing I can do. I literally can't open any of my sports betting apps anymore, even for fun, just to put a few dollars because it's just throwing money in the fire at this point. But we'll
no,
see. If you have a story, I mean, he pretty much said the entire story.
no. My thing is gonna be so much deeper. I'm going to lay out point by point, not why you're just cursed when it comes to betting, but why you are a curse. Okay,
Oh
and that's
my
gonna be next
god.
week's episode. For this week's episode,
Why am
tell
I
your goddamn
cursed?
Chipotle story. Yeah,
Okay.
you're a curse. Now
So
tell your Chipotle story.
we're at Chipotle, and what happens when you it's like Subway. It's like most places where you choose your own item. You have it's either happens in two ways. One, where you get to the counter and then the guy asks you, "What do you want?" and you had all this stuff, and you go down the line, and he goes down the line with you. Or two, it's divided like into two sections where the first section you tell the person what you want, and then it goes on to the next person, and then the next person asks what you want in the rest of your bowl. There's generally two ways that it happens. Today, I went up and I said I wanted a bowl, and then the guy asked me, "Did you want two bowls?" Because he overheard Jason behind me saying that he Jason wanted the same thing that I got. Um,
You said that you wanted two bowls, and he asked, "Did you want three bowls?" Looking at me because you were paying for both you and Jason, so you asked for two bowls.
I asked for 2 bowls. Right, yeah, yeah, because Jason wanted to just copy whatever I got. So then he says, "Do you want 3 bowls?" And then I said, "No, just 2." And then he says, "Oh, the guy behind you is not gonna eat?" And I'm like, "No, we're paying separately." And then he says, "Oh, but he's gonna eat, so you want 3 bowls." And I'm like, "No, we're gonna pay separately. We'll just do his. He's gonna do his at another time. I'm not gonna say what he wants because I don't know what Moose wants. I know what me and Jason want." And then he gets this big attitude with me saying, "No, we're gonna do 3 bowls since he wanted to do 3 bowls. I asked you how many bowls you wanted, not if you're paying separately and everything." And like, okay, I understand. Like he asked me the question how many bowls I wanted, but when you ask that, you don't ask it to say like I'm gonna get everybody in the rest of the line. I'm gonna do it all at once because what he ended up doing is he had 3 bowls and he asked me, Jason, and Moose what we wanted, and they all did it like all at the same time, which is I've never seen that done at Chipotle. But he had this big ass attitude with me, and in a customer service job, so I get that people are annoying, but I thought I was very respectful in what I was saying. I wasn't, like, raising my voice to him. I just said, "No, I would just want 2 bowls, 1 for me and Jason," and then Jason ended up not even getting the same thing that I got. He wanted to copy me because Jason loves to copy us.
Oh yeah, don't even get me started on that, Alex. I don't have to comment on that. But before Moose chimes in with his opinion, this is what we'll do. I'll give my reaction to that, and then Moose, you can tell me how this went from your perspective because I have a feeling that you guys have differing perspectives. AKA Moose is just gonna play devil's advocate and support the worker in this situation. But I feel like the Chipotle employees, I'll give them this. I feel like that job is probably one of the shittiest customer service jobs out there. Like that is not even your average like customer service job. Like that you cannot compare that at all to like working at like McDonald's or something.
Why?
Cuz it's just so much, bro, like think about first of all, I feel like at McDonald's at least not everybody has to be in front of the customer at all times for the thing to keep moving on. Like you could have one cashier and then you could just have a bunch of people in the back that are like making the sandwiches or whatever, right? But at Chipotle, you gotta have at least like if it's busy, like 3 people minimum at the front that are like passing the bowls back and forth, like moving it across the line. And then even then, you got like probably like, bro, I've never been to a McDonald's where the line gets to the door. At Chipotle, I've been to at least
Yeah,
like
it was
every
busy
other
like
time I go to Chipotle, the line is at the door.
there was a whole party, a whole group of people. I don't know what they were doing. It was at least 30 people all in one club or in one section or something. And the line was almost it wasn't out the door, but I'm saying when they were there, it was probably out the door.
So maybe that's why he was just like, I'll take you three at once because he's like, I know you guys are a little group, so I could at least just
Okay. Well, did I get that story pretty much right, Moose?
Pretty much.
Oh.
The one thing that you missed was after we got back, Jason and I were just like clowning Al, calling him a bitch, and Jason said at least that Al just stood there and took it with a smile on his face, which is pretty fun.
that's kind
Jason
of
loves
crazy, Alex.
Jason loves to instigate stuff like that, and so I literally wasn't sitting there with the smile on my face. I was just being respectful. I mean, I'm not gonna raise my voice at him though. And Jason was like, "Oh, if that was me, I would have said, no, you're not talking to me like that," and he would have started beefing with the
That
Chipotle
is
worker.
actually a completely bold-faced lie.
I
That
know
is
it is.
such a lie. I've never heard a bigger lie in my life. And I'm in the call with you two, especially Moose, who's a pathological liar. But that is one of the biggest lies I've ever heard. I've been in that situation with Jason multiple times, and he literally never says anything, bro.
But I mean, I worked in customer service jobs. We've all worked in customer service jobs. We know how annoying it can get, especially if you're asking a direct question and they answer some other question. So I do think I do have some responsibility in the fact that he just literally asked how many bowls we're getting. But I I don't know what Moose wants in his bowl. And so it doesn't make sense that you would do it all at the same time. But anyways, that was just that story.
Yeah.
Most
So the
most
reason
thinks
I
I
wanted
got
you
this
to
around, I guess.
Yeah, no, the reason I wanted you to tell that is because sometimes some people, not me, I'm not saying this, but some people would say that you weren't really acting very masculine at that time. Some people would say that that's a very feminine way of handling things. Now, I disagree with that personally, but what that brings me to is today's topic. With Women's History Month starting a couple of days ago, this is the first, though, episode in Women's History Month, I want to see what's the most feminine thing that you have ever done. So you guys can take some time to think about that. But in the meantime, I want you guys to do this quiz. We can tell if you're a woman with just 7 questions. And this is a quiz made by the philosophers at BuzzFeed. So I'm just gonna ask questions and you
BuzzFeed.
guys just tell me yes or no. At work, has anyone ever implied that you only got a job or a promotion because you slept with the boss?
What that I think the answer to that is obvious, Moose.
You have never gotten a promotion.
Not for sleeping with my boss, Moose.
No.
No.
Have you ever decided not to wear a certain piece of clothing because you were going to use public transportation and you were worried about being harassed?
No.
Have you ever been ignored at a restaurant while you were with someone of a different gender?
No. I'm lonely.
No. Actually,
Have you ever
yes.
what happened, Al?
I don't know what it is. So my girlfriend, she's generally more talkative than I am and a little more like extroverted, outgoing than I am. But whenever we're at a place, the the waiter or waitress, whenever they ask like how are we doing today, they always look at her first. And I don't know what it is. Maybe she just seems like more pleasant, or she seems approachable. I don't know what it is, but every time we go to someplace and they ask a question, she's not even like she couldn't even be the one that speaks first, but they're already looking in her direction before they look at me. And this even happens when it's just even at say Chipotle, when like I said, it's a one-on-one thing where you're directly with the worker, they look at her first and said, "Hi, how you doing?" So I have had that situation happen to me.
That's really
Sorry.
sad, Al.
I
Have
guess I'm a woman.
You
no, that's
woman.
not what the quiz has said yet. Let's look. Have you ever been attacked or berated after saying no to someone who has shown interest in you? Someone show interest in me?
Well,
That's
No.
not happened to me, no.
okay.
It's fine. While talking to someone of a different gender, have you ever noticed that you look at your body or your or genitals?
Wait,
No.
wait, what?
Like when you're
While
talking
talking
to
to
like a
someone,
female, you just look at your cock in the middle of the conversation?
or just your body in general, I guess, yeah.
Have I ever
Look,
looked at my
I mean,
body?
I can't say no to that.
Right.
Then I probably have done that. Like
Yeah,
at
but I
my
mean, it has to be something that you noticed that you did.
oh, then no, I don't do that. Like I was gonna say, I
Oh,
like
wait, no,
while
it's
talking.
have you ever noticed them looking at your
Oh
body or
my
genitals? So
god.
like the woman is looking at your body or genitals.
No.
Yes,
What?
That's happened to you, Al? Wait, that's happened to you, Kum?
yeah. I could. I'll tell you this, guys. I'll tell you both this off the after we're finished. But I could tell you one time.
Okay. Without asking, has someone of a different gender tried to explain something to you that you're already confident you knew more about in the first place?
Yes.
What was that occasion?
I remember one time. I forgot how this went exactly, but it was something along the lines of I was out somewhere with a group of my old friends, and one of them brought their girlfriend with them. So we're just all chilling there. We're sitting there, and obviously, I think we were at Top Golf. I think this is where that was. Yeah, because I remember I go up to the thing, and like at Top Golf, like right before you go, you have to select your thing, right? And by this point, I've already gone like 10 times to Top Golf, so I know how this works. And uh, my friend's girlfriend fucked it up, and she didn't press her name before she went up there. So she fucked it up, and then I got her shitty scores instead of getting the scores I should have gotten. And then he goes up there, and like I said as like a joke, I was like, like look, you just ruined my score. And then she just starts like berating me and like explaining to me how the machine works. And then I'm trying to explain to her that she was the one that made the mistake. I don't know if, by the way, I don't know if this fits exactly into the question. I kind of just thought of this immediately, but I'm explaining to her like how you're supposed to use the machine, and she's just talking over me and just like saying the complete wrong stuff, and I got very frustrated.
Mm,
Yeah, I would
I
say
don't
that
think
fits.
I
Yeah, I
really
don't know
because I
if it
don't think
really
that
counts.
fits.
Yeah, I don't know if it
Because
really
this
constitutes
because
house
this
The
person.
question is
pro
obviously talking about mansplaining and women'splaining.
Mansplaining, yeah. So
But
I
like
think we could
I don't
just say no to that then.
yeah.
okay.
Have you ever had to change routes or take the long way just to avoid being harassed on the street? Not while walking, while driving. Yeah.
When were you gonna get harassed in your car?
No, but like sometimes I feel like when I'm coming home, I'm being followed. And so in order to just make sure that no one's like coming for me at my house, I sort of just keep driving. Like intentionally miss my turns.
Are you James Bond, bro? Are people coming after you? What are you
I
Right, so
just don't
this
talking?
want to take
actually
the risk.
this reminds me of a time when we were coming back from we all went to the bar one night or something, and I was the last one to be dropped off, and Moose was dropping me off, and we were coming back from Jason's house, who lives maybe 5 minutes away from my house. And when we got to my house, we were just sitting outside my house in his car, just talking for a bit. I don't know, it was like maybe like 10 minutes. We were just chilling, talking there before I went inside. And the next thing you know, there's a cop car that comes up right behind. I might have told this story already, but there's a cop car that comes right behind us and turns on his lights and everything. And obviously, like, we're wondering what the hell is going on. And he comes up to the car, and he just asked like what we're doing, and he asked to see. He asked like, "Do you guys live here?" And I say, "Yeah, I live here." And he asked for my license to make sure that I live here. And he says that the neighbor who my neighbor, my next door neighbor, called in to the cops to say that he thinks he's being followed home, and now he's worried because there's a car parked near, like, outside his house. And we were really parked out. We were parked really outside my house. We got the cops called, and so it was a big ordeal. Then we had to the cop had to talk to the neighbor. He had to verify that I live at this address, and it's just it literally couldn't have been more than 5 minutes that we followed him home, because we just came back from dropping off Jason. So the max amount of time it could have been is from Jason's house to my house, which is all in the same town.
Kind of funny. Can we sidebar for like give me like 2 minutes? There's a very related story. So when I say my best friend, I think you guys both know who I'm gonna talk about. I don't want to say his name, but I think you guys know who I'm talking about. Uh
Mhm.
you guys know how he lives down the street from me, right? Same street, but like down the street over there. Uh, and we live in townhouses, so everybody's houses are connected. And one thing that goes around my neighborhood a lot is people will walk around like near the entrances to my neighborhood and pull on door handles of cars. And if they're open, they'll like rob the like everything that's in the car, and then even like sometimes steal the car. So one night, my friend is going to his car to smoke, right? And he goes to his car and he just goes and sits inside, right? But he was like pulling at the handle first, and then he opens it, gets inside, and he just starts smoking and doing his thing, right? He's just chilling in his car for like maybe like 20 minutes, right? Bro, I shit you not, he said he got pulled up on by 7 cop cars, bro. Like a fucking SWAT team, basically. Not actually SWAT team, but like imagine 7 cars with like a total of like 15 cops total. Like, or they're like, "Oh, why are you out here?" And then he was like, "I literally am just like sitting in my car." And then he was like, "Yeah, but why were you like making noise?" And the thing is, he went to throw out chairs earlier in the night, right? Because like his they're doing like renovations in their house, and like he made noise breaking them up. So then when he told the officer that, he was like, "Oh, that's really like pretty strange. Why are you throwing out like chairs in the middle of the night?" And it's like the guy just started grilling him and asking him like, "Yo, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that?" And then my friend got really mad. He's like, "Bro, why is it any of your fucking business what I'm doing? Like if I'm throwing chairs out at 2 a.m., which it wasn't, it was like 11:30, but he was like, "Is that such a big deal?" But yeah, they pulled up with like he was smoking in his car, and one of the neighbors called in and thought it was someone breaking into a car.
I really have nothing for it. It's just crazy.
I know.
Okay. Anyways, the results of the quiz. Well, shocker. Crazy, but in fact, we are not a woman. It seems like we don't have to deal with a lot of problems most women in our modern culture have to deal with. So yeah, No more of this. Oh, you better just.
Mm.
You're basically just a woman, bro. Come on, you're just a woman. BuzzFeed said I'm
Moose,
not.
that was like the most like general things like ever. That's like getting catcalled. Like, of course you're not gonna get catcalled. When I say you're a woman, I'm not saying you are physically a woman. Like the one of like changing your route while walking, that's talking about getting catcalled. Why would I say to you, Moose? Yeah, Moose, you're a woman. You get catcalled. Like, no, saying you're a woman because you have the like emotional stability of a woman.
Emotional stability of a woman.
Yeah, like
That's
you're always
good
just like
because women
choosing
are
your shit.
emotionally strong.
That's
That's
just
the point that you were
not
making, right?
factual. No,
Yes.
not exactly. I just don't think you're good at keeping your emotions in check.
Well, cool. I mean, you're the one at that Super Bowl party who got really flared up and angry over.
Alex, I think I explained this to you and you actually agreed with me, so I don't know why you're
No, no,
bringing
no. I
this up
know, I know.
now.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that that wasn't an example of you having your emotions like
Well, also
stabilized
you
and
have to
in check.
factor in the the factor that I was drunk. I mean,
Okay.
isn't that only fair? But like me normally, I wouldn't have bugged out like that, but like I still would have been angry, and I think that's pretty reasonable. And even
No, no, no.
you
Yeah,
agreed with
you were
me.
drunk. I get what people say when they're saying that being more emotional is a more feminine thing, but that is mostly talking about like crying during sad movies or something rather than lashing out, being angry at the smallest thing
I
because
mean,
they're both
I don't feel like
emotions.
if like any of you guys get angry, I'm not gonna like sit there and say, "Wow, you're emotional." But the thing is, you guys get angry over. Well, not Alex really. This is just Moose. But Moose will just get angry at like the weirdest things, and then he just gets like really mad, especially like things that are like recently with the whole game thing with Jason. Like Moose just got really mad after Jason left, and I was just like, Moose, why didn't you just like stand your ground? And then
Because
he just wasn't willing to stand his ground because he was just like,
because
I'm always gonna lose this situation. I thought that was really pussy by Moose because I
I mean
thought
I,
Moose
I've
actually had a very valid point.
yeah, but I felt like that was showing more emotional stability because like I did decided not to just like fight him right there and then.
I don't think the audience knows the context of this.
Yeah, we can move on. Okay, so if it's not okay, you want to explain the sister theory that you have before we get into it?
Oh yeah, I mean, I this is really
Oh my
Jason's
god.
theory, but he made a very good point, and I agree with him that if you have older sisters and older sisters alone, like my friends Alex and Moose do, that I just think it correlates to you being more feminine because you're growing up with more female influence in your house.
Okay, so then what do you mean by more feminine though, right? Because like okay, take away the emotional stability because that's like an argument that like we could go around in circles with because there's no way to like actually measure it. What else? Because I feel like because I this is the thing. Whenever I'm in my family, my sisters always give me shit, going like, "Oh my god, you're such a fucking boy. You do this, do that. Fuck you." So like, what? Like, I don't understand. Like, am I feminine or am I masculine?
Moose,
I'm masculine. I'm not asking like the statement. I'm I am
I
masculine. I'm just
understand it was a rhetorical question, Moose. You do not have to
I'm
dumb it
making it
down for
clear to the
me.
audience. I'm making it clear to the audience.
Okay, but Moose, what I when I say that, I mean that the way you act is like a female, but obviously you are still a male, so you're gonna have some masculine traits. But when I say you're feminine, I'm comparing you to like myself pretty much. Or like other people that I know. Like Moose, I'll give you this. You are pretty decent at keeping your emotions in check in general, but when they do, like when you let it crack, like it just goes. The whole fucking thing goes, and the whole like if it was like a dam, if like gets one crack in there, the whole thing just starts fucking leaking.
I mean, I'll give you this. I feel like I do have more feminine taste in general than compared to a lot of my friends and a lot of you guys. Like I for example, one of my favorite artists is Olivia Rodrigo, which is an artist famed for having little like 15-year-old girls who like her, right? So like I'll give you that. I have more feminine tastes than let's say the average person. But I don't know. Like I feel like most men do have certain feminine tastes when it comes to one specific aspect of their life.
Most, would you say that if you didn't have older sisters, either you had no older sisters or you had older brothers, that you would be still into Olivia Rodrigo and Taylor Swift?
If I had no older siblings at all, I still feel like I would be into Olivia Rodrigo because my older sisters at least, are not into Olivia Rodrigo and Taylor Swift. One of them is into K-pop and the other one listens to brown music all the time. So like they have zero correlation to me liking Olivia Rodrigo. It's my younger
But
sister
also,
who
just
listens to
doesn't
her.
having all sisters make you like a? Because the only way that a younger sister wouldn't be like a big deal, like it wouldn't affect you, I think, is if you have another older sibling that's a boy, or you are the oldest sibling. Then I don't think, because if you're like the oldest sibling, then you're not going to be more feminine. You're going to be more masculine because you have that. At least most people, I would think, would have that like sense of responsibility over a younger sister.
I don't know because honestly, my taste only started developing recently in all of this stuff like this. Like I didn't listen to music before. I listen to music now, and I've been with my sister for my entire life. So I can't necessarily say that it's because of my sister that I like Olivia
But
Rodrigo
Moose,
or
think
Taylor
about
Swift.
it. Think about it this way though. Like, so we play like a lot of rap, we play R&B, we play pop, we play everything, right? When we're all together, we play all types of
Mm-hmm.
music. And the
Mm-hmm.
one thing that you gravitated to was the thing that like 14-year-old girls like. So doesn't that mean at your heart you're like a 14-year-old girl? Like why didn't you gravitate to like Kanye or something? And like or like a different rap or like R&B or like something like that. Like the first
I
thing
mean,
that your mind just immediately goes to is Olivia Rodrigo.
I feel like I do gravitate a little towards Bruno, not like entirely, but I listen to Bruno Mars sometimes.
But like I
And
feel like
okay,
you
I'll
had
say
the
this: when growing up, my sisters and I listened to a lot of Disney Channel music, like Selena Gomez, Miley Cyrus, and stuff like that. So I guess because that style of music has imprinted on me, another Disney Channel star, Olivia Rodrigo, making music just makes it easier for my mind to accept.
what do you think, Alex? If Moose just likes like I think you can agree that we've all like or when we all get together, we kind of have like a good little mix of like of rap,
Well,
R&B,
I
pop, everything.
generally, especially from when you're growing up, your older sibling, you do learn from them. At least, I mean, my older sibling's only a year older than me, so it was not as much of a difference. I think it's more significant. I think if it is an like a bigger age gap, but a lot of the times my sister says it all the time that she was basically the guinea pig, and as the older sibling, like you have to go through life first and you have to figure stuff out, and then a lot of the times you'll get a bunch of the hand me downs, or you'll be as the older sister be or older sibling be forced to teach your younger sibling something or to help them out with something that because you've already experienced it or you've already gone through stuff. So just that there's clearly a sense of influence that the older sibling is having on the younger sibling, and if that older sibling is a girl and the younger sibling's a guy, clearly there's going to be influence, a feminine influence in that way. That's why I believe there is some validity, just because of how older younger dynamics work.
I don't think yours fits Al though, because like you said, your sister's only not even like a full year. She's like only a like a bunch of months older than you. It's like what, 8 months ish?
No, no, she's
No,
over. She's
7.
no, she's over
Why
a
do you
year.
know that?
She's over
Why
a
do you
year
know
older.
that? You are strange. Why do you know that?
She's over a year older than me, but that that doesn't mean maybe the larger age gap doesn't really work as well. I mean, maybe it has some impact, but the main thing is just going through life first because she was a grade older than me. So especially because we had sort of the same honors classes and teachers, she always had to go through the classes first, and then if I would ask for help, she wouldn't really want to give me that help because she would want me to go through it first. For example, like she also had, I got her hand me down car. Like my first car was her car first. I mean,
But your
uh,
sister is only about a year older than you, which means the influence couldn't have been that much. Because for the most part, you guys lived independent lives because you guys were busy with other stuff during school. Like when I was in high school, one of my sisters already graduated. Two of my sisters already graduated by the time I was like midway through high school. So like their influence was a lot more because they weren't just like it wasn't just like, oh, here's my notebook from English last year. They were like cooking and doing stuff, like raising me and my younger sister. Because they're
I
like
think the
3 or 9 years older.
oh, that's fair. I think the thing for Alex is he probably I don't think well Alex like he always likes to point out did play football, but like other than that,
I played flag
like
football for a year.
yeah, I know, but weren't you the greatest player of all time?
Was I specifically remember me making a game-saving tackle, and by tackle I mean taking the flag out of the person's waistband, and that was a game-saving tackle. My dad took me out for dinner and ice cream, and I got like a little trophy for it.
My
I
God,
felt
if
like
the
the greatest player of
49ers
all
had
time.
you they would have won. If the 49ers had you.
I know.
But
This is actually perfect though. My the after school clubs that I joined and a lot of stuff that I decided to do in high school and middle school, extracurricular wise, was influenced by my older sister. My older sister did Odyssey of the Mind, and so that's why I joined Odyssey of the Mind. And like I like the stuff that she didn't do or didn't get the chance to do, like National Honor Society, I made it a point to do because I guess of that indirect influence.
yeah, I
So
mean
like I
like
think stuff like that holds in.
I think there's a lot of like subconscious biases that you establish because of the fact that you have sisters. You know what I mean? Like stuff that you make decisions on that you don't even realize you're making a decision on. Like Moose, for you, like Alex was the greatest football player of all time, but like Alex never continued playing football. And I'm guessing the only reason he played in general was because his dad like told him to or like
And
signed him up.
also my sister was a cheerleader at this like at the same time, so
Yeah.
it would just be easier
And
just to
it's
go
just
to the
like an
same games.
activity for you to like have to do, but like there's a reason I feel like why do you think you two just never gravitated to sports even before you got to the point of like even before like when did you guys start doing band? It was in like middle school, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So like middle school would be the first time you could say you have like a different hobby apart from like band. So like before that, so like fifth grade, fourth grade, and like any time before that. Like before that, like me and all my friends that like live near me, we would go and we would like play sports. Like we would go play football or something like that. And like I don't think like Moose, is there a reason you think you didn't ever like gravitate to playing a sport?
I played soccer for a couple of years, but that's about it. And that was again mostly because my older sister played soccer and was actually on the travel team and stuff like that. I feel like I just didn't gravitate towards sports because I didn't really have anyone to play sports with when I was growing up near high school. So like that that like little complex that's just a bunch of tree names for the streets. When I grew up there was like literally no one else near me. Um, there like everyone around me was either way younger than me, so like my sister's friends, or they're just adults, and I wasn't gonna play soccer in the streets with like adults. And like my mom, my dad, they were busy a lot of times, so they couldn't just like drop me off at the park or something like that. And so like, I just didn't have anyone to play with it, which is why I didn't really play that many sports growing up. When I got here to where everyone was, where I basically made a bunch of friends here, that's when I started playing soccer more regularly
Wait.
at
You're
home.
just gonna disclose where you live?
Shit. When I
The
got
exact
here
area
to
that you live?
Wailing Woods, Wailing Woods. Just say Wailing Woods.
when I got to Dusty Divot,
Oh,
when I got to Dusty Divot, that's when I met a bunch of my friends, right? And we played soccer regularly. Like it was like every week. So I did pick up sports, not like conventionally like that, but and I just
that's
got busy
pretty.
with band.
That's pretty fair. That was. Yeah, I could agree with that. That's a pretty valid point for not playing sports, but like
No,
that's just something
no,
like
no. I got it. I got it because so the one thing where the three of us massively differ is with our own individual politics. Like I feel like I don't think this is crazy to say. I'm the most liberal in the call currently. Um,
fair.
and I have three sisters. My Alex is a moderate. He has one older sister, and you're not Republican per se, but you are the most conservative, and you have zero sisters.
Well,
Found the fucking thread.
I mean, that is true, and I think it's all just like a matter of like certain opinions that we have are just like directly driven by that. But like, I think I know what you mean. Like, you have baseline liberal ideologies because of everything that you've been exposed to this point. But like, because you
Yeah.
are your own person and you can come up with your own ideas, there are certain things in the liberal agenda that you're not going to agree with just because
Mhm.
you have your own opinions of stuff.
Yeah, like my sister constantly like make a point about like what women deal with in society. Sometimes they shame me for being a man, but that's another point. Um, but that's like that thing like sort of imprints on you, right? And that's why that's like part of the reason why I don't talk to women, right?
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
God, I found the perfect reason. I found the perfect reason. No one can ever give me shit about it. I don't talk to women because I'm such a fucking feminist. Okay. I don't want to bother them because I know for a fact how much my sisters talk about issues about being bothered by men or stuff like that. Like that's type of stuff that I grew up with. So that's why I'm bitchless. Found the reason. But I think we've pretty much exhausted this topic at this point. So thank you so much for watching and listening. Go women, because I'm a big women supporter. I'm not even joking about like I know like
That
the
sounds
tone that's
very
coming out of
like
it, the tone that's coming out of me is like I'm saying it sarcastically. I'm not being sarcastic. I do support women, but
He is
thank
a
you so much.
feminist.
Fuck.
he just
Thank
wants
you.
to
Fuck
fuck
you.
women.
Nope, that's not the case. Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.